is free zones, because in the Middle East you need to have a national of the country setting up the business. So to break that barrier, in UAE what they have is something called free zones, where anybody from anywhere in the world can come and set up. You need to have a proper business plan. You need to have your revenue model behind it, position into the business, and you can start a business within overnight. Within 2 days you can start. But that's the easiest part. Understanding the culture, understanding the requirements are very key. Like I said, when people who from different parts of the world, we are the world's best. You know, we were present in the Middle East. We know this region. We're coming back because we left 5 years ago. They came back and they couldn't establish because they were not first of all committed. They've not. So do your groundwork, which you normally would do. It is an area of opportunity. Of course, all the technologies which you talk about, big data, BYOD, cloud, all of that is there. There is requirements, but you need to understand the local requirements and culture.
But in terms of the resources, is the company going to save anything? If at all, you're setting up an office, you are duty free, that's fine. But in order to employ people, employ resources over there, again, whatever I'm saving, on the other hand, I'll be expending it on the resources.
Yeah.
So how, how can an IT consulting company benefit, assure profits out of the revenue that they generate in UAE?
Well, as you do in any part of the world, it's a mix of onshore and offshore. You do that right. Okay. So you need to have a thin onshore team. You have a sizable offshore team to support that. That's a regular consulting model. The same thing operates. But you need to make sure that the people onshore are, as you would do in any part of the world, deliver the results. Because what happens is a very tight market and costs are very low. So you're going through a lot of competition. And unless you can play that right, one of the challenges is your minimum orders. Sometimes people who come and set up a base, they don't have enough clients to work with. So they have to invest a lot initially building the clients, a lot of clients. Once they have enough clients, you can do a lot with your resources. You can offer infrastructure practice, you can offer application practice, you can offer domain consulting, whatever it is. The regular consulting which happens is only that understanding the culture is the most important thing there. Otherwise, technology is the same.
So the last slide that we see over there, if you could go to the last slide. So focus on your niche. Are you talking about the for the people who come in to work in UAE, or for the companies that want to set up a business in UAE?
No, I'm saying from the resources. If you are setting a consulting company, the consultants you will send onshore to deliver your results is important. Like I'm from retail. So everything I do, I look at my provider, has he done something in retail? They say, you know what, we've done the world's best banking implementation. I said, thank you, I'll take you for coffee, but I'll not do business with you. So I would need to know your domain expertise. That's important for me. And if you say, I've done my implementation for Walmart, wow, great. But have you done something for me, retailer next door? I think because that is the important thing. So people go down to their specifics. Have you done something for my domain? Have you done something for my region? Do you understand the challenges with this region? If not, I'll trust you. I'll do business with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Question is, will you open your doors for freelance and people have talents to deliver?
Sorry, could you repeat your question, please? Or I will repeat it. Will you open your doors for you?
We have talents to deliver.
You're right. Of course I will open, but I'm going to negotiate hard and you guys have to be really good. As I said, I don't have a problem with taking you for coffee. The moment you're taking me for business, that's a completely different model. You got to be really, really good. Of course you're good. I tell them that. You got to be really good.
We have a lot of experience in negotiating.
I love your confidence. That's all I can say.
And giving us this wonderful insight about Middle East. My question to you is, what is the kind of metrics that you use before you approach a new country? If you are expanding, what is the kind of research that you do to understand the need of the market? Could you please elaborate on that?
Middle East, right? They don't have mainframes. They don't have AX formats. Whatever they are, they're just throwing that out. So they're looking for nimble, latest in-generation technologies. So you pretty much are good over there. And rest of it, you need to have your technical prowess. There are companies which come and say, you have the world's best DBA and all that. I said, I don't care. something any IT company needs to have. Let's talk next. What is your domain functional knowledge? Let's say, for example, if you want to go up and reach out to Emirates and say, I want to work with you, the first thing they're going to ask you is, how much do you know about the airline industry? And how much do you know about the challenges the airline industry is facing in the Middle East? So your customers are going to ask, the first thing is domain experience in the Middle East. That's something you need to have. And the next consulting company needs to do is understand your costs. Like, for example, in the US, you will put a lot on emphasis on, regulations. There's a lot of regulations. I'm not sure if companies have to be SOX compliant, Sarbanes Oxley. In the Middle East, there's not many of it. You don't pay a lot of taxes, okay? But you pay a lot of costs. You have your annual costs. So you've got to look at your OPEX, what you're going to look at. And you need to build your model of revenue that reach up to that. And the initial challenges with every business is to get that right enough number of customers before you can grow. Once you have that, then as I said, getting the platform right in terms of having enough people on board before you can operate a diverse range of solutions to the customers.
Thank you. The next question to you is, you mentioned payments can take time.
Yes.
We are investing ahead of time when we are penetrating into the market. How do you manage that from the time you start off till the time you get paid? How do you manage the gap?
That's pretty much your challenge. The reason why I'll tell you was when a recession hits, which has hit globally, so is the Middle East. I know because being part of the user group, you get involved in a lot of chaos. Okay? Because I know the head of some bank, and I also know the head of consulting. And this guy says, can you call up these guys and ask them to release payment? I say, sorry, I don't do that. But the challenge, what happens is, especially when there's a recession, you need to put in enough model to sustain your software revenues. And as I said, most of the entities are government owned. You can't take them to court. You can try, but you need to have, that is a big, significant challenge. And many companies actually went bust because of that, unfortunate. But that's something nobody plans for it, but it's like a lesson learned. A recession has hit. The next recession is probably 4 to 5 years. Remember, the recession is always a sine wave, so you have to plan for that. How you plan? Or if your CFO is the best expert on that.
Thank you so much.
But again, thank you for this opportunity. I enjoy being with you. I'm around.
Thank you for the very, very inclusive, very inspiring speech that you gave us just now. I'm sure it does a lot. And I would like to call Oliver on stage to present a small tone of appreciation.